Hello guys again, I'm back here. I'm just frying up the beef. I gotta turn this heat up a bit higher. Sorry about that for the intermission there. My phone decided to run out of storage space, so I had to stop. A lot of steam coming out of there. Can't see anything in here, it's so steamy. It's steamy, warm, and hot. Alright. Man, it is so steamy here. Alright, it's warm. I gotta take off some of my layers. There goes a hat. Shove those in my pocket. Anyways, so you start frying up the beef, and I don't know what you missed out on. Probably me pouring the hot water out of there. Got my little clothes hanger thing up here. Not very tight, but whatever. It'll make do. Alright. Whew. Oh, I'm back. That's more comfy. Ain't too hot. Have some of my chamomile tea. Delicious. Alrighty. So, just frying up the beef right now. I want to make it nice and fried up. So, you guys definitely missed me talking about how in a tiny home, small spaces, you don't want a lot of different dishes. So you want either a large wok or a large pot like I have. So that you do all your cooking in. So a lot of one pot recipes. So brown up the beef good, and once it's browned up, we're gonna add the chili powder and the mushrooms. Let it cook a bit more. Fry out the mushrooms. Something about mushrooms you want to know is that if you don't cook them, they have a small amount of toxins in them. Well, a lot of mushrooms do. And so, if you don't cook them, there's a small amount of toxins, and if you eat a whole bunch of mushrooms, that can turn out really badly for your gut. So you fry them or cook them for at least 15 minutes. And that is boiling them, frying them, any kind of way you cook them, bake them. 15 minutes, it gets rid of all that toxin, it breaks down. Ooh. Steamy. Well, the best heat distribution on this pot here. But the beef's getting browned up. So that's on its way, and there's no more cutting, no more chopping. So I have underneath here, I got all the veggies, and that's the lid for the pot in a mixing bowl, and I have all my mushrooms, and I have the the ingredients. So once that's all browned up, we're going to want to add, actually we want to add some of these veggies to help that cook down as soon as it's browned up, and also all of the mushrooms. We'll add the mushrooms first, because it's nice to have those a little smoky. There we go. Stir it up. Loud and noisy. Awesome. There we go. And away we go. So I'm just gonna sit here, talk to you guys for a moment, because that's gonna probably take Another 5 minutes or so. We'll open up this thing. Yeah, video's always going to be moving all over the place. And drink some chamomile tea. So we'll be nice and calm. Oh dear, the paint's coming off the bottom of my thing. Dirty cutting board. Should have not done that. Trying to keep that stuff away. I contaminated my cutting board. Alrighty. Well, nothing I can really do about that now. Alright. But yeah. So, the greenhouse is actually going to be working pretty good now. I've got a little kitchen in here. I can cook up food. I can refrigerate things outside. And I got a place that I'm going to be sleeping. I'm going to do a video on that tonight. But you guys will probably see it the day after I post this video. Oh dear. Woo. I got a bit of a water problem. Ooh dear. Ooh. Yeah, that could contaminate your food pretty good too. Alrighty. Although it's technically distilled water, but it can have all sorts of stuff all over it. So, we don't really want that going in our food. Should tarp off the thing. Oh, looks like you guys got a water droplet on you. Beep. Anyways. So, don't remember what I was talking about. Drinking chamomile tea. But yeah, so I'll be sleeping in here soon. And now that I'm cooking in here, and if I cook chili will, well, do a lot of heat, create a lot of heat while it's cooking, and absorb a lot of heat and stay warm for a long time because there's a lot of liquid. And if you do like soups or anything like that, it's really great. So I think I'll talk I will talk a little bit about how you keep warm in the winter. So, you know that saying where chopping wood warms you twice? You get warmed up chopping the wood, and then burning the wood, you also warm up. Well, you can warm up in different ways, not just from the fire, not just from exercising. Those are two ways of heating up your body. When you're exercising, you're using up your own stores of energy. So you want to keep that to minimum when you're trying to survive. But if you've got lots of food, go ahead and use the stores up of your energy as long as you can get more food in you. And you don't sweat and get hypothermia. Another way of getting lots of heat into your body is drinking warm liquids. So those warm liquids will go in you and heat you from the inside out. The heat's stored in your body, and it'll keep it insulated. Your body will insulate that heat when it's in your body. So warm liquids, if you take those in, it's a good way to heat you up real quick and really effectively. So I'm going to drink some more chamomile tea. So if you chop the wood, make a fire, boil a kettle, and drink the tea, you're getting so much heat into you. You do the same thing with food. Hot food also warms you up. So that's at least 3 ways of keeping you warm. And then also you can make it even more effective by wearing insulation. So wearing a coat helps you keep warm. Sleeping in a huge bundle of blankets will keep you really well warm. And I think my meat is just about browned up. It's getting to that point. It's getting all watery in there. Yep. Look at all that water. That piece needs to brown up a bit more. There we go. Let you see guys what I'm doing. The meat's all browned up. There we go. Alright. Yep, still got all that stuff in there. It's like I expect a squirrel to come in here and steal my veggies. Like they do with all my walnuts. Pesky, pesky squirrels. Always stealing your walnuts. Oh, that's what I should have put in this recipe. Some walnuts. Oh well, this is a really basic recipe. I don't expect you guys to even follow this recipe because it's kind of just thrown together. But it's cooking with Tiny in a greenhouse. Yeah. Anyways, oh, and I'm also going to throw some mint in there as well, since I have it. Let's gather up some of that right now. I'm going to look for some nice clean pieces. Oh, could have made mint tea too. Well, I got a harvest from there. Let's throw those in. Throw those in with the rest of the veggies. There we go. Probably won't do anything, but whatever. And sorry for moving the camera around like a crazy person. You're probably going to get seasick. So, I'm sorry. Proverbial Canadian. Which I'm probably using that word incorrectly. So, whatever. Oh, it's like raining inside here. Okay. It's raining. Why you rain on me? Okay. Well, so I've talked about how to get warm. Just get more warmth and calmness. I don't seem very calm. I'm drinking chamomile tea. And I'm talking like crazy. Ooh. Alrighty. Yeah, it's just about right. Just about right. Pinkness is almost all gone. Just about time to throw those mushrooms in. And this will cook, once everything's in there, it'll cook for, I don't know, half an hour to several hours. So I'm probably going to leave it on low for several hours and let it kind of stew in its own heat and juices and help heat the greenhouse more. So that'll be fun. And I'll sit here and wait, but I won't let you guys wait. Once I got everything in there, the video's done. Because if you guys watch me for an hour, just sit here watching food cook, I think you'd go crazy. At least I would. Okay. Sorry, I gotta poke the mushrooms. I really like mushrooms. Mushrooms are delicious. Crimini mushrooms aren't my favorite. My favorite are actually oyster mushrooms, but they're not really good in stews and things like that, so not going to use them. This is what I'm going to eat the chili in. Got my chopsticks, my spoon, my wooden bowl. A lot of people are really wary of using wood for cutting boards and for utensils and for whatever those eating things are. Now you put stuff in bowls and plates, whatever those are categorized as. But you don't really have to worry about any bacteria or viruses if you wash the wood properly, or if it's sealed properly with some sort of wax or something like that. If you're really cautious, all you have to do is throw those wooden things into the microwave for 10 to 30 seconds, depending on the size of the object, while it's wet or not wet, whatever, and it heats up really fast. It'll be extremely hot. You will be surprised at how hot that wooden bowl or wooden spoon is in the when you put it in the microwave. It heats up real quick, and that'll kill all the pathogens in it. So you can do that with wooden cutting boards. If you got meat on it, wash it, and then throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds, and that'll kill all the pathogens. There's actually really good paper on that. They did a study, and they did it with different samples and how to sanitize things. So there's quite a few papers on that. I don't know the names of them, but I have read them. Excellent reads if you're into reading scientific papers, which not a lot of people are. I am, but it's fun. Alright, it is time for the mushrooms to go in. Mushrooms go in. And then we'll sit around for a little while we let those cook down a bit. These are really big chunks. I probably should have cut them down a bit more. Oh well. I'm gonna leave that mushroom on the dirty spot. Actually, no, I know what I do with this. compost into the compost with you. Alrighty. I really like this. I love it. I can grow food in here. I got myself a little kitchen. I can cook with the food that's in here. And all the kitchen scraps go straight in the compost, into the giant compost, and they break down. I mean, I probably should chop them up or rip them up, but they're in the compost. Something to be wary of, you can make a compost that is stink-free if you have enough carboniferous material, which is leaves, anything brown, basically, leaves, paper, what's really good is wood shavings, there's sawdust, things like that. So you put all that in there with a lot of green material. So all your kitchen waste, well, not all your kitchen waste because you don't want to put any of the meat in there. All your normal vegetables and things like that can go in there. And if you have the right ratio, which is kind of, well, 1 to 2, I guess. So you got 2 parts carboniferous and 1 part green material, which is herbaceous, I suppose. And that's good. So you can also use long clippings as, depending on what you do with the long clippings, they're either carboniferous or herbiferous. If you put them in while they're quite green and still wet, they're very like they have all the, they have a lot of nitrogen and things like that in them and a lot of water. But if you put them in when they've been out in the sun and dried out a bunch, they can also be very herbiferous, or not carbonaceous or whatever, carbonaceous, with full of carbon. Whereas herbiferous is, you know, full of plant-likeness. Herbs. Alright. So when you have a compost in where you're sleeping, you want to make sure it's nice and smelly free. Although I can deal with pretty bad smells myself. I mean, when I was a kid, I slept in a room with a cat that liked to defecate.